I grew up in a small town just out of Taupo. Both my parents didn't speak Maori, but I knew I was Maori. I knew where my maraes were and all that. I was lucky enough to be in kohanga reo growing up, so I went to kohanga on my own marae. Growing up, I wasn't brought up around the language. I was familiar with it. My mum and my dad didn't speak the language, neither did my grandparents or my great-grandparents. So for 6 generations, our language was lost in my family on both sides. There is basically a daycare that is based around Māori language only. So you are taught Māori tikanga, so Māori teachings about the gods, about our teachings, our ancestors, our language, and music. So we teach that to babies, and that's what I was brought up in. Language was illegal to speak in our own country. So when my grandparents and my great-grandparents went to school, if they were to speak the language or just say any word, they would be punished in a way of being abused, basically. So my drive into why also I wanted to learn my language was because of that reason as well. This is called a moko kowai or moko kowai. And it's a Māori tattoo that symbolizes you as a wahine. Men, they have either half their face or full face, and that's called a mataora. And these markings are of our ancestors. So these markings mean a lot to myself and my family and just history in itself. And this symbolizes pretty much me, my family. I was fortunate enough to receive my moko kowai alongside my mother, my cousin, my sister, and my other cousin. So we come down from a line of my grandmother. So my mum and her sister, they're 2 kids. So me and my big sister and my cousin and her sister, we all got it done together. And we got it done on our nani's birthday. Your moko kowai symbolizes you and who you represent and why you stand for it. As long as you have your belief behind it and you wear it with true meaning, then you would know that this moko kowai belongs to you. It doesn't matter where you are. You could be in Australia. You could be born in Australia. You could be Māori and think that you need to be able to speak our language in order for you to receive a moko kowai. That is not true at all. As long as you can identify why you have it and what's your meaning behind it and you stick to it, then that basically allows you to get it, because no one should be able to tell you why you should be getting it or who should be doing it to you, because at the end of the day, you're the one laying on that table, laying on that mat and receiving your moko kowai. They are not laying down for you to get it, okay? So just as long as you stick to what you want and why you're getting your moko kowai, you stick to it, because it's a beautiful taonga, a beautiful treasure that we all need to claim. My meaning is different to everybody else's. So this represents me being able to speak my language, that I'm the carrier in my family to be able to stand on behalf of my family when there is need of someone to be able to speak te reo Māori. So I wear it for my family. I wear it for my ancestors who never had the chance of wearing this taonga because they weren't allowed. And because they felt as though they had to live the white life to be able to be accepted on their own land, kind of thing. So I wear my taonga for my ancestors, my great-grandmother, my grandmother, on both sides. So my grandmother on my dad's side. Kia pai tō koutou pō. Have a good night. Love yous. Laters. It's starting soon.
BIGO